It's 612 News Radio 102.9 KARN. First News, Kevin Miller, joined by Senator Tom Cotton. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kevin. Good morning. Good to be on with you.
Thank you for being on. Lots to cover. First of all, let's talk about what's going on with Iran. Are they, in this case, maybe using the North Korean playbook to get what they want and maybe to try to bully some other countries?
Iran is behaving like it has for the last 40 years, Kevin, as an outlaw nation that attacks commerce on the high seas and supports terrorism and tries to overthrow governments on its peripheries while taking hostages as well. I've been teaching my 4-year-old a couple lessons that Iran may want to take heed of whenever he grabs stuff from me or pokes me. I tell him not to poke the bear and not to scratch the eye of the tiger. The Ayatollahs might want to take heed of that lesson. They are scratching the eye of a tiger right now, not just in the United States, but with Great Britain and the entire civilized world.
Senator Tom Cotton, the 9/11 Responders Fund, the vote on that?
Yeah, Kevin, I'm pleased that we're going to have a vote on that in the Senate and send it down to the president for his signature. 4 years ago, I was one of the first Republicans in the Senate to join with my Democratic colleagues from New York, Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand, to sponsor that bill. These firefighters and police officers and other first responders rushed into danger when others were fleeing from it. And as a result, they have a lot of complicated health problems. And I think we owe it to them to take care of them as those problems mount and they get a little bit older, just like we owe it to our military veterans as well. So I'm proud that we're going to be passing that and taking care of our 9/11 first responders.
Were you disappointed in Senator Paul's block on that?
No, Kevin, ultimately that was just a few days of delay. Each senator is entitled to his own opinion and prerogatives, but one senator can't control the direction of the entire U.S. Senate. So I'm glad that we're bringing it to the floor and that we're going to be sending it to the president later this week. These 9/11 first responders are true American heroes, and we owe them a lot for that.
Senator Tom Cotton, new budget deal, how did all that come together?
Well, it just came together last night, Kevin, so I haven't reviewed it. I'm going to be looking at the details over the next few days. I'm obviously pleased that we're not going to see the radical defense cuts that were called for in existing law that goes back now 8 years. But I'm somewhat worried about the increased domestic spending. I want to see what that's going to be for and also see if there's any hidden nuggets in that bill. Kevin, as I probably told you before, when these big spending bills come out at the last minute, they don't hide the good stuff in it. It's only the bad stuff that's buried in the details.
Yeah, it's Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, also, too, there was information out where you had a hearing in a Senate committee that talked about the state of the American dream. If you would explain what happened there.
Yeah, we had several very renowned scholars come in and talk about the American dream, about upward mobility and financial security for families and a chance to pass on a decent standard of living to your children as well. Unfortunately, over the last 40 years, a lot of the gains in our economy have been accruing only to the wealthiest. And Americans that work with their hands and work on their feet, people that have the kind of jobs you take a shower after you get off work, not before you get off work, haven't been sharing in that prosperity. That's turned around a little bit, Kevin, in the last couple of years with the economy we have today and more immigration control measures to make sure we're not importing more unskilled and low-skilled workers to take those jobs and drive down those wages, but still not enough. So we had a good, thoughtful conversation about the ways that we can make sure that America's economy is working for everyone, not just the wealthiest and the well-educated.
Very interesting. One of the things that was said in that is that our government doesn't offer these Americans much beyond occasionally moralizing about their supposed shortcomings. Go to college, abandon your hometown, learn to code. What they really need are more viable career paths that don't involve expensive educations. People have talked about that. They've talked about college debt. They've talked about the burden that it has once they get out of college. Is that all that a part of that issue, too?
Yeah, Kevin, it is. And it's not just college. I mean, a lot of people go to college, get a 4-year degree, and that may be good for them. But there's a lot of people that don't want to do that. They don't need to do that. They could get an associate's degree or go to technical training, get certified as plumbers, welders, electricians, and so forth. And for too long, Washington has prioritized a certain kind of success that everybody in Washington is successful at. Going to college, getting a job where you work at a desk and, move numbers and words around on pages and spreadsheets. And again, that's fine. Our society, our economy needs all kinds, but we need people to do the work all across our country as well. And Washington shouldn't be putting a thumb on the scale of someone who wants to go to get a PhD versus someone who wants to get a certification in welding and go work in the oil patch.
Senator Tom Cotton, good to have you on this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.